Hey, welcome to another video. This is a tutorial on Treasure Arena. If you're watching this, you're likely beginners of Treasure Arena or thinking of playing it. First off, if you don't know whether to get it or not, do it. It's free, so you really don't have much to lose. When you log in to Treasure Arena, you will see that to move, you use arrow keys and click to attack. You can also use WASD, which is what I use. However, attacking uses stamina. Some attacks are long range, and others you can hold down the mouse to attack rapid fire. But we'll get to those later. Out of the other controls in Treasure Arena, blocking, jumping, running, and using your skill, blocking is by far the most effective. Blocking while draining stamina is great for blocking attacks and much better than jumping. It's often useful to block and then run, which is another useful one. Throughout the video, you'll never hear me mention jumping. It's pretty much blocking but less useful, if you ask me at least. There are three classes in Treasure Arena. There's the warrior, the mage, and the rogue. The only difference between these three characters is their special abilities. We're going to touch on those now. Let's start with the warrior, who, in my opinion, is the best class. It's special, which you can tell it's charged by a little icon in the top left, is he goes invincible for 10 seconds. This is more than long enough to kill multiple people. The mage, on the other hand, turns invisible, sort of. When moving, you can see dust clouds, and when attacking, you can see his shadow. And the rogue does a trap that does 45 damage. This is hard to hit, and in my opinion, the warrior is the clear advantage, as the mage basically tries to do what the warrior does, but isn't as good, and the rogue just isn't that useful when you ask me. 45 damage is a lot, but not even half your health. It is crucial to know the strengths and weaknesses of your weapon. The bomb, while a powerful long-range weapon, will get you killed at short range, while a sword, a weapon with no range, will do better at close quarters. We'll be talking about how to use weapons and how to counter them. The sword. The sword, the weapon you spawn with, is a low-tier weapon which deals 13 to 17 damage. It is the only weapon with no long-range capability in the entire game. Thus, countering it is incredibly easy. Stay away from someone if they have it, and just hit them with something else. A bow, an orb, a shell, a rocket, or a bomb. If you're getting into a sword-on-sword battle is not the best idea, because it's practically a 50% chance on who will win. There's almost no skill involved. The bow. Easily one of the game's better weapons, the bow is a long-range weapon that deals 7 to 9 damage, the lowest in the game. Due to this, it's best to stay away from people and snipe them if you have a bow. Counter a bow, charge them. These two weapons boast fast weapon speed. The thing is, you can hold down the mouse and they will attack constantly as a rapid-fire weapon. The shells, the next weapon, don't. The shells are a medium-speed, medium-range weapon which do 9 to 13 damage. Sort of. The shells shoot 3 shells per shot, but they go in 3 different directions. One goes straight, one goes diagonal to the left, one goes diagonal to the right. So, if someone's standing right in front of you, then you can hit them with all 3, which can deal between 27 and 39 damage, which means you can kill them in 3 hits. With shells, you have to be flexible. If someone has a sword, you can avoid them and try to long range them. If they have a bow, or, well, if they have anything but a sword, you can charge them, because your weapon will deal far more damage. To counter a shell, you have to stay away and use blocking. Due to the medium attack speed, skilled players are able to block shells at long range. So, it might take some practice, but shell blocking can be crucial. If you see someone with shells, try to equip a bow or orbs. Block the shells coming your way, and then attack, and then block. Those 2 weapons in particular help because they are long range and fast speed. Orbs are a fast, long-range weapon which deals 8 to 10 damage. It's practically the bow, but with a bit more damage. Now, the weapon allows me to touch on self-damage, or what the game calls mistakes. Because orbs and arrows bounce off stuff, you can bounce them off walls, dealing damage to others, but you can also bounce them off walls and bounce back at you, which can deal a lot of self-damage. And if you ever get into close range with bombs or rockets, then you'll deal damage and die to yourself. Getting back to orbs, what to do with them is kind of like the bow, but it takes up to 13 hits to kill, and up to 15 with a bow. So to counter them, charge them with shells or a sword. Next up are bombs. They are slow, really slow. They can do 25 to 28 damage per hit. While I personally do not like bombs, they can be very, very powerful. The thing with bombs is they are slow and they will kill you. If someone gets to close quarters on you and you use a bomb, it will do just as much damage to yourself as you will your opponent. To succeed with bombs, you have to be good and a little lucky too. You have to be fighting someone with lower skill, stay away from them, and hope they don't block you. If they get to close quarters, switch to another weapon or you will die. To counter bombs, block them and charge them. Finally, rockets. These are similar to bombs, but have better range, medium speed, and only do 16 to 19 damage. The strategies with rockets are really similar to bombs. Block and charge. Or, if you have rockets, stay away. However, blocking is much harder than it is bombs, I will warn you. You may notice, as you are playing, a yellow bar appears above your head. You use that up when you run, shield, jump, or attack. It's the stamina bar. You always want to have at least some, or you will not be able to do any of these while it charges for a second or two. No running, no shielding, no jumping, and no attacking. Most importantly. If possible, try not to block while fighting NPCs so you can save your stamina for fighting other players. Now, a quick point on NPCs and players and the difference between the two. NPCs do about 7 to 10 damage and aren't very good, nor do they have much health. They should be simple kills and a few free coins, while players, they're the real threat. That's all you need to know to be a good Treasure Arena player, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. There's lots of Treasure Arena videos that come out of the channel. See you in the next video.